Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about credit cards, what you can do with credit cards, how they all work, and whether or not they're right for you. So when I first started learning a little bit about myself and my relationship with money, the thought of credit cards really scared me. I didn't know how it worked. The interest rates were astronomical and I didn't know how much I'd be paying. After a year of saving, budgeting, and coming in control of my finances, I started to look a little bit more seriously into credit cards and what the benefits and the drawbacks were. I soon learned that as a person with good money habits, I wouldn't have to pay anything to have a credit card. A good bonus for me was that I'd be building up my credit history, which is really good when applying for a home loan. But I was still a little bit nervous. As someone who receives my pay weekly and checks my bank balance almost daily, I was a little bit funny about letting all my expenses build up and then paying my credit card off in full at the end of the month. So after doing some research online, I went down to my local bank and asked a few questions. I found out that it wasn't mandatory to pay my balance monthly. You could actually pay it monthly, weekly, or even daily if you want to. So this is what I did. I try to pay off my credit card balance every day or two. This isn't any better or any worse than paying it monthly. For me, it just helps me keep track of what I've spent and how much money I have left. So I have a credit card that's connected to my regular bank account. So what I can do is I can go on online banking and just transfer that money onto my credit card straight away. So say for example, I go to lunch and I buy some sushi. The sushi cost me $5 and my credit card limit is $500. The second I buy that sushi, my credit limit has now gone down to $495, which means I'm in $5 debt. But what I do is I could sit down, transfer that $5 straight onto my credit card and I am completely debt free. I don't owe the bank anything. But I make sure that there's a little bit left owing at the end of the month when I get my statement, and then I pay it off. The reason for this is that this indicates to the credit card companies that you are using your card, which helps build up your credit history. Okay, so let's use another example here. Say I go to the shop and I see a couch I'd like to buy for $500. My credit limit is $1,000, so I'll have no issue putting this on my credit card. That's absolutely fine. But the thing is, I only have $200 in my bank account and I still have to buy my groceries before the end of the month. I won't be getting paid again until after the credit card balance will be due, therefore I won't be able to pay it in full in time. The smart thing to do is to not buy that couch and just save and wait till I have enough money. However, what a lot of people will do is they want to have that couch right then, right now. So they will pop that on their credit card and they'll let that balance roll over till the next month. So say the credit card statement has come and you owe the bank $500. Now the interest rate on that card is 18% per year, which is 1.5% per month. I'm now not only in debt to my credit card $500, but after they've added interest, I'm in debt another $7.50. So I've now kind of paid $507.50 for something that was only worth $500 in the first place. So say next month I make similar mistakes and I'm still in no position to pay off my credit card. Plus I've had some car issues and I've had to put another $400 on that credit card. So now the total is $907.50. That rolls over again over the month, they add more interest, and now I've paid $920.60. That's $20.60 that I've paid for essentially nothing, and that's money that I can't get back. If I continue on the same path, that debt will just keep growing, the interest will just keep being compounded, and eventually it'll get to a number that I can't control anymore. Not only that, but if you're only working part-time or if you're short on cash, $920 isn't a quick fix. So after this you might be thinking, why get a credit card? Why not just use debit? Credit cards are pretty risky, sound kind of scary, and it can be easy to fall into their trap. There are a few reasons people use credit cards. For me personally, it is to build up a credit history and show the banks that I can pay my dues and that when I one day apply for a home loan, I'm reliable and I'll be able to make those repayments. Okay, so consider this. When I first went for a credit card, I was 19 and I'd been working part-time since I was 14 years old. I'd never ever taken out a loan or any form of debt before. Basically, the bank had no idea of knowing whether or not I was responsible enough to pay my credit card off. But after typing in a few numbers into the screen, checking my last two pay slips, I was instantly approved for a credit card with a limit of $13,000. This was more money than I'd ever had in my whole life. So I instantly said, no, I don't want to be responsible for that amount of, potential debt. And I asked them to lower that to $2,000. That way I knew that $2,000 was the most I would ever spend on my credit card. And if something were to happen, I couldn't go into crazy amounts of debt. Just think about it this way. The credit card companies, they need to make money. And how do they make money? They make money on the interest that they charge you. If I was someone who wasn't good with money, didn't know what I was getting into, and I walked into that office that day and got a credit limit of $13,000, I could have made that bank a lot of good money on my mistakes. I'm not going to give any personal advice, but just think about it this way. Credit cards, they're kind of like alcohol. If you've had issues in the past with alcohol, you don't take just one drink. It's the same kind of concept with a credit card. If you've had issues with money in the past and you struggle to budget and manage your cash flow properly, why would you give yourself a little piece of plastic that can just easily make that so much worse? The do it now, worry about it later attitude is potentially the worst outlook to have on credit cards. That's what puts so many young people into massive amounts of debt, and it makes it impossible for them in the future to buy homes or go on holidays. So what you've got to remember here is that your credit card limit isn't an indication of how much money you have, it's an indication of how much money you could spend. But as they say, just because you could doesn't mean you should. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have maybe learned a thing or two. If you have any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm always open to discussion. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and give this video a like. But until then, I will see you next week. Bye! Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about how to improve your grades just using your mindset and your mental willpower.